I was walking through the park yesterday here where I'm at in Medellin, Colombia, and I passed this girl and I said, "Buenos dias, good morning," right? And she stops me and in Espanol she says, "Can I ask you for some advice?" And I thought, wow, yes, thank you. That's what I told her. I said, "Thank you for stopping me. That's incredible. Nobody asked that." So I started listening to her, and she starts saying that she has this job right now, and she's making decent money, but she's also an artist, and she does writing. She just got her book published, and she has this other thing. And she's been talking to her parents about this decision between money and happiness. And she asked me, which one should I choose? And I thought to myself, that is beautiful. I mean, this is absolutely fucking beautiful. And the courage to ask someone, a stranger like me, for this kind of advice. So in this video, I want to talk about this decision, this question that this girl asked me. And I had to tell her here that there's no other choice. There's no other choice here when we're talking about money or purpose. There's only the purpose. There's only the happiness. There's only following that intuitive pull. But the funny thing is, when this question arises of which one do I choose, money or happiness, you can have both. Okay? It's the polarity effect of this or that. Yes or no. Good or bad. Up and down. You can have both. The money, the purpose, God, life, the universe wants you to have it all. You're supposed to have it all. It's not this experience or that experience, it's one experience. And that's the one intuitive pull, pulling you in a certain direction. Having it all is your natural state of being. Having it all is your natural state of being. So if you're an entrepreneur and deep down, you don't feel like what you're working on is in alignment, or you don't feel like it's right for you, there's something off about it. There's a message being communicated there. There's a message being sent there. And that's the intuitive pull to purpose, to something greater. So when that question arises for you, is it the money or the purpose? Which one do I choose? When that feeling arises for you, there's only following the one thing. There's only following the purpose, the happiness. Because in that, you can have it all. And there's only following that, even if it means breaking some shit in your life. Even if it means breaking some shit with where you're currently at. And let me tell you, when I started with my digital marketing agency back in the winter of 2022, I had to break some shit. And we're not talking about breaking shit out here. Changing my environment, yes. But breaking shit internally. These limiting beliefs, these fears, breaking through some uncertainty, some old narratives not aligning with me anymore. For example, starting with my digital marketing agency, I had this childhood narrative that I recognize with my family where salespeople were bad, right? Salesy people were bad, were cringy. Telemarketers, cold calling, cringy, right? And I've often talked about on my channel here how cold calling was a big fear for me. And do I like cold calling now? No. But that was a big fear for me that I had to buckle down and make familiar. overcome. Because there was that narrative, there was that conflict of this old narrative, but me being pulled to my purpose and the person that I wanted to be. And if you're serving people at the highest level, if that's what you're looking to do, you're going to have to communicate a message. You're going to have to sell yourself. You're going to have to communicate yourself. So I had to identify some of these old stories and break that shit. I had to identify these old stories of salespeople are cringy, and I had to flip it to the opposite of salespeople are not cringy. What about the salespeople who only have the best interests in mind for other people, who are looking to serve people at the highest level? Those people exist too. It's not this or that. It's not black or white. It's gray. Those people exist too. So there was a bunch of these old patterns, these old beliefs that I needed to uproot. I need to uproot out of here to follow this intuitive pull for me. And man, that inner feeling of breaking shit, that's where the pain lies, and that's where people quit, right? Because you have this old identity that's familiar to you and that you like. We like what's familiar. And there's this new identity, this pull into this unknown, to this new identity. And there's a conflict there. And all of this breaking things down for me was a result of, following this message being sent to me. This message being communicated of purpose, of happiness. Being pulled in this one direction, right? Because what you'll find when you follow that thing, when you follow that pull to purpose, fulfillment, happiness, you're going to come across this thing, this work, this place of service for you that makes everything in your past make sense and why it happened the way it did. And that's real. And that's real. So I had to tell this girl, thank you for stopping me. I had to tell this girl, thank you so much for stopping me. And how beautiful is that? That someone would stop me, a stranger in the park, and ask a question like that. And when you speak to people on these topics, when I speak to the people I work with, you can see in their eyes that there's this conflict between what the world says and what I say. Between what the world says I should be doing and what I think, what I want, right? And what I'm supposed to be doing. There's that inner fight trying to tell you that there's only the one pull. There's only the one experience for you. And like I said, you're supposed to have it all with that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Talk soon. Bye-bye.